Hello, welcome back to Arduino NewBies. Today we'll be presenting our latest project, Ap15 Infrared Control LED Matrix. This project will guide you step by step through creating an interactive LED display that responds to an IR remote control. By the end, you'll know how to control an 8-segment LED and additional LEDs using an IR remote with numbers counting forward and backward at the press of a button. Now we'll be presenting our group members. My name is Ralph. This is Olario and Bulan, and together we are Arduino NewBies. Hello, so this is the materials that we need for Ap15 challenge. One IR receiver, and then one IR remote control, one 8-segment LED display, this one, and then 2 LEDs, blue and red, and then 19 jumper cables, male to male. And the most important thing is Arduino Uno and breadboard with 10 resistors. Now this is our procedure for Ap15 challenge. First we need a breadboard and then Arduino. We'll be holding the breadboard and then put the 8-segment LED in the breadboard. See, it's not. Next is we'll be putting 4 resistor up and bottom in the 8-segment LED. Next is we will be getting 1 jumper cable to the bottom of 8-segment LED, middle, and then putting this in the positive in breadboard. Now, next is 4 jumper cables we'll be putting this besides the resistor or upper in the resistor. So we'll be pair of jumpers. Now next is another 4 jumper cables. We'll be putting it beside the resistor, the upper part. 4 jumper cables. Here. all the jumper cables here will be connected to Arduino Uno. So the first jumper cable, or the second jumper cable that we put beside the resistor in the lower right side, we'll be putting it to 9 and 8. And then the second jumper cable in the bottom left side will be 7 and 6. The other 4 jumper cables we will be putting in the 5 and 4. The other two on the upper right side jumper cables, we will be putting it in 3 and 2. It's done. So here we have an extra 1 jumper cable, and we'll be putting it in 5V, or in the positive side of the breadboard. I think we should switch this. And then now let's add on 1 IR receiver, put it in a slot as you can see here. Next is 3 jumper cables, male to male, 2 for short, and then 1 long jumper cable. It's done. And then the other one, the long jumper cable, we're putting it in the left side. So now, the two short jumper cables in the IR control or the IR receiver, I will be putting it in. The orange is for V5 and then the black is for GND. So now we connect it to GND. And the other is for but we will be putting it in the positive on the breadboard. And then the long jumper cable in the IR receiver, we'll be putting it into slot 11. So here's slot 11. As you can see, it's done. And then the most important thing is for the 5V, because we only have one 5V in the Arduino Uno. That's why I put 3 in the breadboard. I will be now using the one jumper cable, put it in the power, and then connect it to 5V. So that all 5V jumper cables that we have connected to positive 5V will be turning on. And then it's done. Next is we'll be getting a blue LED and red LED. We'll be putting it in the breadboard. Next is two jumper cables, but before that we will be needing the 2 resistor. Put it beside the LED. And then the 2 jumper cables is we have to connect it beside the resistor. So the green one here, we'll be putting it in the blue LED. So we'll be putting it in number 12 in the Arduino Uno. And then for the red LED, we'll be putting the jumper cable beside the resistor and then connect it to number 10 in Arduino Uno. And now it's done. Now I forgot the most important thing in the Ap15 challenge. Here in the middle of the IR receiver, because we have only 2 GND in Arduino Uno, but we need 3 GND in Arduino in our Arduino, because we'll be making the blue and red LED on. So now, before it's done, I will be taking one jumper cable and put it in the negative side of the breadboard, and then put it in the GND in Arduino Uno. Now, after I put the GND in the negative side of the Arduino board, I will be putting next in the middle side negative of the Arduino board to where I put the GND. Now, as you can see, I put it in the negative side of the Arduino board because the GND that I have connected in the jumper cable is there. Next is I will be getting the two male-to-male jumper cables. One is for the blue LED or LED, and then the other one is for red LED. And then the both of them, I will be connecting them to the negative side in the breadboard so that they will be turned on. Now it's done.
Include the IR remote library to decode signals from the remote. Define the pin for the IR receiver. Create an instance of IR rep to receive signals. Variable to store the decoded IR signal. Variable to manage current number and modes. Array to hold IR codes for the different remote buttons. Array to map numbers 0 to 9 to the 8-segment display. Function to display a number on the 8-segment display. Function to blink an LED on a specified pin. Function to turn off all segment and LEDs. Start serial monitor for debugging. Enable IR receiver. Set up segment display pins as outputs. Set up LED pins as output. Check IR signal is received. Determine the action based on the reserved code. Backward button code. Power button code. Turn off display and LEDs. Print receive code to serial monitor for memory. Receive the next value. Counting logic for load. Display current number on 8-segment display. Turn off LED red. Blink blue LED. Increment and route to 0 after 9. Delay for visibility. Counting logic for backward mode. Display current number on